Hello, welcome back. Welcome to Story Reckless. I am Nathan, I'm the DM here, and I use he, him pronouns. And we are an actual play live stream playing in the Descent into Avernus campaign, playing D&D. Yeah. And we're back. Had a nice little break. And yeah, why don't we do some player intros?
My name's Claire. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Kidam, half-elf grave cleric. It might be my birthday today, this afternoon.
For like how many hours?
I figure I got a couple at least.
Would it be 6 hours? It's at 4x, right? Time?
Yeah, so I got 6 hours of birthday today.
6 hours of birthday. Hello, my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Calliope, Genasi Old Lady, and maybe Inner Gremlin, and also Artificer. No, the Inner Gremlin is becoming more Outer Gremlin every day, I think, here in Hell. It's like other people travel into the heart of darkness, I travel into the heart of mischief. But not nearly as much as our next player.
Oh. Hi, I'm Enyo, they, them, and I'll be playing Pip, an alchemist satyr who's actually just a total fuck-up. And might actually be getting to drive like a really cool demonic hot rod with the whole squad, even though she's like doesn't deserve any of this.
It ain't a matter of deserving, Pip.
It came from my weird sugar mama.
Yup.
Amazing. All right. Well, with that, I think we can jump into... Yes, happy birthday, Kadam. And everybody needs a weird sugar mama, says Operation. I think we could jump into a quick recap here and then get on with the story. So last we left off, you all had come out of Lulu's memories through this ritual that Mad Maggie had performed. And you discovered that there were 3 individuals that she remembers that were there when the Bleeding Citadel was formed. There was 2 of Zariel's generals, Olanthius and Yonder. And at the very end, you watched as a pit fiend landed, grabbing onto Olanthius. The pit fiend was none other than Bel, the former ruler of Avernus. With these 3 names, these 3 individuals in mind, you came out of this dreamscape, reconvened, and strategized on what to do next. Mad Maggie, of course, gave you some information to work with on what to do next. She suggested seeking out perhaps one of her distant cousins, Red Ruth, another hag somewhere on the plains of Avernus. She also mentioned the Mirror of... I always get the name wrong because I think I said it wrong last time. If you're going to read what you wrote, Claire, it's probably the wrong name.
Okay, I have Mustafar.
Yeah, I messed that up. It's the Mirror of Mephistar. Mephistar. Mirror of Mephistar. A mirror that can potentially reveal things to you if you ask it the right questions. And I'm trying to remember if she gave you any other leads. You asked her questions, and she mentioned there was the powerful dragon goddess Tiamat, which is located somewhere on this plane. And her champion Archon the Cruel is as well on this plane. With all this information at your disposal, you went back to your tents to discuss and strategize, and we did this off screen, but you all talked amongst yourselves, strategizing on what to do next, and ultimately agreed to head out and seek out Archon the Cruel in hopes of gaining an audience with Tiamat, so that you can ask the dragon goddess, the dragon queen, the mother of dragons, what where one of these folks may be. I can't remember if you had decided exactly who you were going to be seeking out. I know it was one of the two generals, either Olanthius or Yonder, correct?
Well, we contacted Yonder.
That's right. Oh my god, how could I forget? Kadam used... Oh my god, I forgot. How could I have forgotten all that? Kadam used their sending spell to contact Yonder, heard Yonder wailing in pain, and Kadam felt a presence there with them as they were receiving this message, as if someone were standing over their shoulder. And when Kadam reached out to try to contact this presence, they not really came face to face, but psychically came face to face. They suddenly were wrenched psychically into the presence of none other than Zariel herself, asking Kadam what they were doing contacting one of her generals, and mentioned that she had heard of them, and then released Kadam back into their own body. But yes, you all strategized and decided you're going to seek out Tiamat to ask her for information. So I would say we can pick up here as you all are in your tents after finishing this conversation. What would you all like to do first?
Can you also remind me, we know that Tiamat has a cruel avatar guy, right? Is that Atlantheus?
Archon. Archon is like her champion that is currently on Avernus, and he resides within a tower, Archon's tower, that that Mad Maggie mentioned.
Is on a promontory overlooking the Styx near Tiamat's place?
Yes. Tiamat resides within a colossal dragon skull embedded in the mountains, and Tiamat's tower is relatively close to that skull, on a almost like a mesa overlooking the Styx.
Okay.
Yeah, promontory is probably a better term, but yeah.
Cool. And we know where this is?
Travel in Avernus is strange, and
Of course.
I think I want to do... Yeah. As far as you've been told so far, travel is strange in Avernus, and things tend to move around, and distances don't stay consistent. So.
If only we had some sort of guide.
Yeah, well, yes. I think we will have a guide. Ooh, can he be the steering wheel?
Oh, I see. So you all have finished having this discussion in the tent. You can kind of feel the Vernon heat sort of piercing through the canvas of your tent. It's never very comfortable here. And you can kind of hear the low murmur of voices and footsteps as various individuals kind of move in and out of the hostel. But what do you all, what is your first move that you would like to do before setting out on this journey? Oh, and Mad Maggie did ask to come find her before you leave.
We could get a few hours in before we need to rest, I suppose. I know we're all exhausted, but could make some time.
I need to still go get my pistol, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, Maggie asked that we check in with her anyway.
I'm pretty excited to see it, honestly. But you don't have to come with if you don't want to.
No, I'm happy to come with.
Fantastic. No time like the present. Enough chatter.
Okay. And we can also, at any point, if you just want to rest until you're ready to go, we can kind of do time jumps here. But as you all set back out towards Mad Maggie's lair after having this discussion, working your way around the side of the Knucklebone rock formation, up the stairs into her lair, as you enter into the darkened space, you can hear the lumbering sound of Mickey approaching out of the dark. And see him approaching there, and gives a small wave as you enter the lair, and then gestures for you all to head up the metal stairs to the alchemy lab, where you can kind of hear the clinking of glass and work going on up there. Heading up top, you see Maggie is hunched over a workbench currently at the moment, and as she is working, you can't quite see what she's working on, but you just hear her voice. Oh, back so soon. Pip, are you here to retrieve what I've been working on? As she swivels around and has what looks to be the pistol in her hands.
Yeah, let's see the goods.
It's
what have you got?
Just about ready. Just a few more tweaks, if you don't mind. And as you approach, you can see the pistol has been changed in its appearance. Back towards the handle of the pistol, like where the barrel assembly kind of connects in that back portion, and the sort of flintlock apparatus was for firing off the projectiles. You now see it has what looks to be a cylinder of multiple barrels, like a revolver. You've never seen a revolver or heard of a revolver, but I'm just giving us a way of understanding what we're looking at. So it seems to have this revolver cylinder that's been built into it. That's each tube of the revolver has been etched with fine runes, very tiny, that are just kind of covering the entirety of each cylinder. And she just kind of leans down and looking at it. Just one more final touch. And she gently raises it up to her mouth and gives it a gentle kiss. And it all kind of suddenly steams. And you can see as she extends it towards you, there's just a little perfect kiss mark that's been burned into the handle as she hands it towards you. Well,
just a wee bit of grandma's love then, eh?
That's
the
right.
secret ingredient.
I make everything with a bit of love. It is indeed my secret ingredient. And she hands it over to you. Well, now, do you want me to tell you of the new features, or do you want to just have fun with it and discover on your own?
They both sound like good options. Tell me one of the features.
One of the features. Very well. You asked to have the ability to help your friends, protect your friends, so I've put a bit of my love into it. You see this small lever here at the back, and there's a small little lever that's kind of located on the kind of left side, almost like a little latch that you can pull with your thumb. Go ahead and pull that for me.
Pulls it. No hesitation.
So as it flicks down, you watch as the handle kind of lights up with like an infernal red light, and that little kissy mark sort of ignites. And she goes, now if you just, I know it seems dangerous, but it's the only way it's going to work. Just aim it at one of your friends and flick the lever again, and it will release a bit of energy towards them.
Calliope? You want to see it?
So yeah, I do.
So as you click it, and the lever almost springs back into its original position, and all of that light channels into the barrel and shoots out towards Calliope, enveloping Calliope in kind of a red-hot glow for an instant that quickly fades into her chest. Calliope, you feel this kind of warmth shoot through you. You have now cast Warding Bond on Calliope, and you've expended 2 charges of the pistol to do that.
Of course, it's a warding bond.
Wow.
It was either
Um,
that or what is it? Transfer vitality or whatever that spell is.
So you've now cast that on Calliope. I don't have the specifics of the spell
Yeah.
on me right now, but I looked it up before I made this, so I remember it. That's right, yeah. So Calliope, you have a +1 bonus to your AC and saving throws. It lasts for an hour.
Some sort of conduit established. Hey, Pip, can you feel this? And I want to I don't know, like a shocking grasp, but just a tiny bit with my hand.
Okay. And you wanna apply a little bit of damage to yourself, like 1 point of damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
I'll straight up cast shocking grasp.
yeah, you could do that. You could cast it on yourself if you want and just roll the damage.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just 1d8, not the full
Okay.
2d8.
Okay.
That's just 3. It's just 3.
So Pip, you suddenly feel as that shock goes into Calliope, there's a fraction of a second where you see that happening into Calliope's hand, and then you feel the searing hot electrical surge of pain course through your arm, and you also take 8 points of damage.
Wait, 8?
8?
You said 8, right? Oh, sorry, 3
no.
points of damage.
Yeah.
3 points of damage. I'm sorry.
And is it rounded up or down? Because we both have resistance. Is that true?
Oh, wait, why do you both have resistance? Oh, because you have resistance to all damage, right? Is that what it is?
So the target gets +1
Hmm.
AC and resistance to all damage, and each time it takes damage, you take the same amount. Okay, so...
Oh, so yeah, you take 1 point of... You each take 1 point of damage, yeah.
Okay.
You round down, yeah. So you each take 1 point of damage, so... as that courses through you. And as you react in that way, Pip, you see Mad Maggie, her smile curls up, almost exaggerated, and she just lets out a... Well, there's some minor drawbacks, but trust me, it can be very, very useful. I'll let you discover the rest on your own. You haven't even begun to see what it can do with that new addition I added there. And she points to the revolver cylinder that's been added to the pistol.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will. When are you all anticipating heading out? I have a few things I want to give to you as part of our arrangement and a little going away present.
Now-ish.
Oh.
That's why we came.
All right. Well, so soon. Okay. Well, come with me back to my little abode, if you don't mind. And she starts waddling in the direction of the curtain to her home. Although it's more of a lumbering waddle. She's quite big, but yeah.
I want to just have a quick aside to Hidam, as we're walking back, just why is she being so helpful?
I imagine because she's getting something in return.
I see. Okay.
I think
That's a later problem.
Yes.
You all head down the other side of the alchemy lab, the other stairs on the other side of this platform, and head towards her little cave hut and push past the curtains into her home as she moves towards the back of the space and starts going through some shelves. You can see all manner of knickknacks and baubles and trinkets in this space as she's looking around. Yes. Oh, there it is. And she reaches up to a high shelf and pulls something down and heads over towards her bed and kind of reaches under and pulls out a small little chest, flips that open, and kind of pushes some things aside. You hear things clinking and pulls out some more additional objects, and with these in hand starts coming towards you as she kicks the lid of the chest and it kind of snaps shut. As she approaches you all, you can see she has what looks to be like 3 flasks in her arm and what looks to be a like petrified hand on wrapped in like what looks to be almost like a string, like a piece of tendon. And she approaches you. She reaches down and picks up one of the flasks. As agreed, I'll be giving you one of my vehicles, the one that Calliope repaired. Now, Calliope, just so you're aware, the vehicle does have a bit of damage to its armor plating, so it's a bit reduced. Now, you could, of course, try to find scrap as you go and repair it if you would like, but just so you're aware. And these are for the vehicle, and she passes over the 3 flasks. This is, of course, some demon ichor, which can be used to fuel the vehicle, but I do warn you, if you use the demon ichor to fuel the vehicle, there's a chance there will be a malfunction. We haven't quite perfected the use of demon ichor. Now, if you want a guarantee at the vehicle operating, I would recommend using one of these. And she reaches down into this like sack that she has at her side and kind of reaches into it, and you hear a bunch of clinking, and she pulls out a soul coin and kind of tumbles it between her fingers and then lets it flop onto her palm as she extends that towards you. I'm willing to give you one of these. These are much more valuable, but this should get you about 3 days. Well, let's do hours. 72 hours worth of travel. As she extends that in your direction.
I will take that.
Okay, Kadam.
Unless Calliope, you jump for it.
I think, like, Calliope was holding out her hand and you just kind of, like, intercept. And Calliope was like, I'll go into the same place, I guess. And, like, goes back and, like, stashes the flasks.
All right. Kadam, as you swipe the coin and take it for yourself, you feel that horrible chill course through your body, and this, like, feeling of dread and despair starting to well up inside you. Totally involuntary, it just starts to fill you until you lose contact with the coin when you put it wherever you're storing it, and then that feeling washes away. She, smiling, looking you all over, the final item in her hand. And of course, you may want this. And she grabs the piece of string tendon that's tied to this hand and lifts it up so that the hand is kind of dangling tight from the string and just kind of dangling there. And you can see as it kind of dangles, suddenly one of the petrified fingers, the pointer finger, sort of creaks and points. And then she holds it dangling there. Now, as I've mentioned, travel in this plane is challenging at best. Of course, if you have a guide...
That's our navigation.
Yes, Pip, indeed. If you have a guide, this works much better. But you have... if you have a name of where you're trying to get to, this might get you there. If you just think about what you are trying to get to, this will slowly... And then she kind of looks up into the air as she thinks, and you watch as the finger pointing, the hand just seems to, with a will of its own, start to rotate in a direction and point. There you go. It'll guide you to where you're going. Now, again, not perfect. If you haven't been there before, there's a good chance you'll end up somewhere entirely random. If you have been there before, there's a better chance you'll arrive. And of course, if you have a guide, someone native to the plane or who's been here for quite some time, then you have a very, very good chance of arriving at your destination. Who would like to take this? And she extends it out.
I think it's all you, Pip.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Pip,
Steps forward.
petrified
Fine,
hand
I'll take
compass.
the petrified hand. If nobody else wants it, it's going to be useful.
So, that should aid you in your travels across the landscape. And as I've said, things are strange down here. Sometimes you will see something in the distance, and then you look away, and suddenly it's gone. Sometimes one person might see something, but another person will see something entirely different or slightly off to one side. It's quite strange, but have fun. And with all of that in mind, and all of that given to you, I just want to thank you all again for the delightful treat. And she looks towards Lulu, who's been fluttering at your side. And thank you. That was wonderful. Yeah, I guess... Thanks for helping me unlock some of my memories. Well then, if you're going to be leaving now, let me see you out. Unless you're staying for a minute.
No, I think we're
Oh,
going.
good. I know that Chaka and Clunk will want to say goodbye to you, Calliope. Come now, let's go. I'll show you to your vehicle. She starts kind of ushering you out of her home.
I think on the way out, Pip kind of just makes small talk with Maggie about, like, Mags, how do you
Yes.
get soul coins?
Well, you can trade for them. You can make deals. You can...
What's a good deal? That's what I want to know. What's a good deal for a soul coin?
Well, the best deal is to acquire yourself some... shoot, I don't have the name.
Oh, this little grub things, right?
Acquire
Yeah.
yourself some grubs. You can sometimes find them washed up on the shores of the River Styx. You can, of course, make trades with other beings of the lower planes who collect such creatures. They may be willing to potentially sell them for, normal material wealth, but it's going to be quite expensive. Usually a direct trade for one grub for one soul coin usually is the kind of thing that works.
That's pretty straightforward, actually.
Oh, yes, but you
Yeah,
have to
that's pretty
find
good.
the grubs first, of course.
Is there a market for grubs? I mean, like, does the prices fluctuate? Or is it kind of just one grub, one coin?
Well, the material wealth, the material cost, that does tend to fluctuate, and I suppose it depends on the quality of the grub, right? But when it comes to soul
let me ask you
coins-
something else, Mags, actually, because it seems that my pistol, when I kill somebody with it, the soul gets siphoned right to you. What happens with
yes. Yes. What happens with that? Oh, well, but then I get it right here. And she taps the bag as it clinks.
that? And what do you do with them?
Oh, all kinds of things. Of course, I don't just end up with the coin here myself. I end up with the raw material, and, well, Mammon would be quite disappointed in me if I were forging my own soul coins. I then have to go through a whole process of exchanging them out for the coins, you understand?
Right. It's easier to just keep it legal, I understand.
Yes, you don't want to be caught, forging my own coins. That, I could get in real big trouble for that.
I would visit you in prison, Mags.
Oh, I would love to have a visitor. If only I would be so lucky. This conversation...
I do hear that I'm getting one soul coin in exchange for all of the souls that I've given you. That's all I'm saying.
Well, this is a different arrangement that we have here. Besides, that was part of our original deal, if you remember. Otherwise,
fine,
you would
that's fine.
still be back where you were.
All right. Thanks for everything.
Well, you're welcome. And as that conversation is coming to a close, you've now kind of come around the corner and can hear the chatter of all the Kenku and the garage opening there as she leads you to the entrance.
Is Mickey with us?
Yeah, Mickey's lumbering behind you all.
I would like to pull out some of my tobacco, some of the nice stuff that my sister gave me,
Okay.
and hand it up to him and say, Mickey, I don't know if you smoke.
The flesh golem looks down at you as you're just holding up the raw tobacco, just like in your...
Like probably
your hand.
in a small handkerchief or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not the whole thing,
Yeah.
but what if you do, This is quite nice.
Mickey, as he's kind of lumbering there, looking down at it. Make a persuasion roll for me.
Mm-hmm. Persuasion 23.
Yeah. Mickey extends a big clawed hand out and actually quite gently scoops up the handkerchief and takes a bit of the tobacco, kind of scrunches up this remaining ball of tobacco, and you can see has like some sort of like pouches that have been almost like grafted on to the body that he kind of opens up and places the remaining in there. And with the little bit in his hand as you're all walking across the yard, he kind of reaches behind him to that big cylinder that's been grafted onto his back. And you hear like a sound of like metal unscrewing cap kind of thing, like shunk, 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 shunk. And you watch as he just drops the tobacco down into this sort of cylinder. And it suddenly, there's a little burst and some smoke kind of starts to slowly trickle out as he quickly screws it back on. And then you watch the eyes close as Mickey goes. And then slowly a bit of smoke starts to trickle out of the slits of a nose that are there on the head.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Mickey sort of looks down at you, head cocked, just staring at you with that breathing.
I'll continue on.
Yeah. At this point, as you come around the corner and you're there at the entrance, Maggie toddles inside and you can see kind of sitting at the ready is the repaired Tormentor sort of facing outwards, and Chukka and Clonk just finishing up some final little bits of repair on it as they turn to face you. Maggie kind of claps her hands together.
Oh, yes, good, it's all ready to go. Our guests are going to be heading out now. Everything's ready, I'm assuming.
And the two Kenku sort of nod at her.
Everything's ready.
And they sort of scurry back. Maggie turns to face you all.
Well, do you need any guidance on how to operate this vehicle? It seems, based on my conversation with Chukka and Clonk, that Calliope, you seem quite adept at it, surprisingly.
I think we'll manage, yes.
All right. Well then, if you have everything you need, don't be a stranger. You're always welcome back here at Fort Knucklebone. And do be sure to bring back any fun stories or trinkets you may find along the way. And of course, she looks towards Lulu. If any more of those memories unlock and you wish to share them, I would love to hear your stories.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm good. She kind of flutters up closer to you, Kadam, and just kind of flutters there at your side.
Well, lovely. I'll be seeing you around.
And she starts to head out, looking towards you, Pip.
And Pip, please don't be a stranger.
I said I'd visit you in prison.
Well, it would be returning a favor, wouldn't it? Okay, then. I'll be seeing you around, all of you.
As she walks outside and she actually stops right at the entrance and sort of clasps her hands patiently, waiting for you all to leave. Mickey there at her side. Chukka and Clonk approach you, Calliope. Chukka looking up at you.
Oh, well then, it's been lovely seeing you.
It sure has. I was not expecting to have such a good time here in Fort Knucklebone, but y'all are all right. Y'all are all right. I'll say that.
Chukka looks around at the group and then back at you. Y'all are all right. Clonk is just standing there, arms folded, kind of steps up to you, Calliope. Thanks for the help.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it. Thank you for showing me how to use this lovely, lovely gem of a contraption.
Ain't nothing. And steps back. Chukka gives a little wave and then gestures to the vehicle.
Let's
that
get
is
it started
waiting.
up, shall we? Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna real quick just lean down to Clunk. You'd had my fucking face. And back up, wink at him. And
Clonk, arms crossed, looking at you, kind of can't really smile, but you just see this little twinkle in his eye. Get out of my fucking face. And you just hear him muttering it under his breath as you all start piling into the vehicle. So I haven't fully described what the vehicle looks like, but I'm also happy to kind of leave that up to you all. The vague look of it's kind of like an armored car is like vaguely what it is. It does not necessarily need to have 4 wheels, but it probably should have at least 3 since there are the motorbike things. But you don't have to describe it right this second, but if anybody wants to jump in and has an idea, please do. But you all pile into this armored, hellish vehicle. Calliope, you jumping into the helm. Do you start it up?
I think... Yes, yeah. And I think we're going to use some Demon Anchor, just so if there's any problems, they can happen here, kind of, we can iron them out here.
So you're going to pour the Demon Ichor into the furnace as it sort of glugs in there. You start to hear the internal workings of the vehicle starting to kind of spark to life. Just roll a d20 for me, Clyde.
Oh, easy. Can do that. No problem. That's an 8.
Okay, you're good. It just starts to rumble as the Demon Ichor gets poured inside, and it seems like no problems occurred. Oh, by the way, so the stat block I gave you has an armor class listed, again, as Maggie indicated, and you can see, indeed, the exterior of this vehicle is like what looks to be like pockmarked with acid, and there are like full-on holes in portions of it that kind of expose the struts and interior of the vehicle. Its armor class has been reduced significantly. It's only at a 15 right now, but if you were to try to find scraps and repair it, that could be increased. But yeah, the vehicle took the Demon Ichor without issue.
Okay, and so just like, we don't have to describe the full thing, but
yeah,
so we can get a sense of it. I'm thinking of like a semi truck without the full back, like a cargo container sort of situation.
Okay, yeah.
There's like a big front and maybe like kind of like a loading area with
a
like
little bed,
palisades on the back. Yeah. So it's like a pickup truck, but if the like cab was huge.
Okay, cool, awesome. So yeah, this massive like hellish cab with this little bed in the back with kind of barriers built into the backside. You do see that the truck has been equipped with yeah, go ahead. I think you were about to describe that.
Yeah, it has a ballista on the back, don't it?
Yes.
Harpoon cannon.
Yes, it has this large, nasty-looking harpoon cannon that's been mounted to the back that can swivel 360 degrees. There are indeed 10 of these giant bolts that are kind of stored in the back of the cannon. Or sorry, in the back of the bed to be loaded into the cannon.
I imagine it's all decked out kind of Mad Max like,
yeah,
in like little demon spikes and
Actually, sorry. This is not quite. Sorry, just to slightly change
Yeah?
the description of the ballista, because it's not quite a ballista. This is something more advanced. The bolts, I think, are a little less, not quite as large as ballista bolts, because this thing does have what looks to be almost like a magazine that connects to it, because you do not need to spend an action loading it. It has these bolts that automatically feed into it
Kind of
as
like
it
a bolt
fires.
action.
Yeah, it's a
situation?
big, heavy, chunky bolt that you have to load them in. But yeah, so with Calliope, what are you gonna jump into the helm?
Calliope's like, okay, I'm just gonna start us off here because I'm like a little bit more familiar. I don't gotta drive all the time. Also, my legs can barely reach the pedals here. This was not built for me. And so like has like scooted the chair up as far as she can, and like her legs are like kind of like on tippy toes down towards the pedal.
Hold on. I can help you with this. Pip takes off her boots.
Okay, you're gonna take them off. What does it look like as you take the
we've
boots off?
never
Yeah,
seen your feet.
yeah.
Hey, okay, everybody's looking. Don't look. Jeez.
Well, what? Yeah,
Like,
what
give
is
me
it?
A little bit of privacy.
What does it look like as you slip the boots off? And I do. Yeah, everybody's staring.
I think Pip kind of just like hides to take the boots off, and like sits on her feet. Like, no free feet pics.
They're
And
clothes, aren't they?
yeah, I mean they're like little fawn legs, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They're fawn legs.
So as Pip is trying to hide her legs and her feet, she has these little fawn legs, and it's almost like, for if I know, Claire, you have a dog, and you know, you have dogs in your life, but it's like when a dog takes their collar off and somehow they look naked, even though it's like literally one tiny little piece of item of clothing. It's like that. Like suddenly, like I think Valor is even like looking and is like, look. It kind of leans down to you, Kadam, is like, it's really weird. I feel like I feel like I should be giving like she's naked or something. It's a strange sensation. It's just her boots, but it feels like she just disrobed in front of all of us.
I kind of agree.
Okay,
You
good. I
don't
thought
have to look if you don't want to.
You
I
can
didn't
look
say-
if you want to.
Well, yeah, it's nice. So as the boots are handed over to Calliope, you want to try them
Okay.
on?
Oh, geez. And-
Whoa! Hold on. I'm not giving you my boots. I'm Pip is like taking out the mechanisms and everything.
Oh, okay.
You're taking my boots.
I thought
boots.
you were
I have
gonna say I
everything
wear
in
them.
here.
It's gonna extend my legs or something.
Yeah, no, but these I can just fix them. I can tinker them up to extend all the way to the pedals. Yeah, it's just like another little sandal you slip into.
Okay, so are they? It's like a little extension piece that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as
Yeah.
you take out this little extension piece and hand it over to Calliope, you have these little extenders to attach to the bottom of your feet so you can reach the pedals more easily.
Why'd you have to take off your boots for that?
Because they're in my boots.
You take stuff out of your boots all the time, but I'm not gonna
Okay,
question.
but I'm standing on these things because they were the ones that were giving my
Oh,
entire
I understand.
structure.
I got it. Got it.
And now I'm gonna walk around all funny in my boots.
Will like front of the boot just be kind of deflated weirdly? Like,
Yeah.
amazing.
So it's kind of like my boots have like an exoskeleton around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I just like there's like some straps or something, I'm sure.
Okay.
I've had in the middle. And it's like, a lot better. Okay, let's get this party rolling.
And as it fires up, the sound of the engine, you've heard these before. This time you don't hear that kind of underlying sound of like basically a chorus of screams. It's just this sort of growling, angry roar coming from the engine as it and as it does, there is a couple of moments where the engine sort of like kicks and backfires, and just thick black smoke kind of fires out the back and then
That
continues
feels
to
a
purr.
little touchy. Okay.
All
Get in the
right.
hang of this. And
You
like
can-
the entire like rig just like shakes and like jerks to a stop. Okay. I got it this time.
Awesome. You start to drive out of the garage as all the Kenku in the garage start to excitedly chatter around you. Chukka and Clonk sort of hopping at the side as the vehicle drives out, and you see Maggie standing there off to the right, kind of like a little grandmother with her arms clasped with Mickey at her side, just watching you leave. And as you start to drive out, she just gives a little wave, and Mickey standing at her side gives a big heavy wave as you start to drive out towards the gate. As you approach the gate, you see Maggie kind of extend a hand up and go like this as you see the little red caps running up on the top and a bunch down at the bottom, sort of running over to the disabled war machine that's been covered in junk that kind of acts as the gate door. And you see them all like a bunch, one of them runs into the helm and like pulls some levers while a whole bunch of other ones run to the front of it and just start pushing, while a bunch of other ones up top are like pulling cranks that are attached to it that are starting to pull it off to the side very slowly as you approach. And yeah, they all just Maggie and the Kenku and Mickey just wave at you as you start driving out towards the gate. The gate fully opens and you see the Avernus landscape stretched out before you as you go under the gate and hear the chatter of red caps above. And as you drive out onto the dusty plains behind you, you see all the little red caps eagerly watching and kind of laughing and talking amongst themselves as you start to drive out into the waste.
All right, Pip, where are we going?
Hold on. And Pip is going to find. I mean, I imagine it's like a semi truck, but it's with the big. What do you call this? Exhaust pipes that are like big horns or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like little bits of fire coming out the top.
Yeah, and I described before, like there are definitely parts of these vehicles that are just made from what look to be almost like reinforced demon parts. Like so yeah, I love the idea of the exhaust pipes just being like hollowed out horns that are sticking out the back. So yeah, Pip, what are you gonna do?
Going to just get some string and just build a little contraption to hang it right over the front of the cab.
Yep, like
the windshield,
the like
Do we
the
have a
dice,
rear view mirror?
essentially.
Yeah, I'm like,
no, I don't think there are mirrors. I don't think people are concerned with that here. But I'm happy. You can happily affix it. Yeah.
I'll make a rear
Hey,
view mirror.
Kidam, I'm having trouble like seeing out the back. You got that mirror? You're always messing around with.
I
borrow that?
do. I will rig up my holy symbol as a rear view mirror for the moment.
Awesome. So as you and Pip rig up the mirror there, and Pip, you dangle the petrified hand from the little connecting point where the mirror is, and it dangles down like a decoration in a car, like in a truck or cab. It just dangles there, the finger extended outwards, but it's sort of just kind of spinning in a circle, not pointing in any one direction. What's the plan here, Pip?
She smacks it a little bit. Like, come on.
And what are you focusing on?
Okay, clearly I'm not the person to be doing this. It needs to be Kadam.
Well, I just need to know,
yeah.
mechanically, like,
On,
where are you trying to go on the map?
to where Archon is at Tiamat's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Wait,
tower.
It's on a yeah. Okay, we're going. No, we're not going to the promontory yet. We're going to the tavern.
The tavern?
What? No, sorry, that was an intrusive thought. No, we're going to the promontory. I feel like that's just going like...
It's going through Pip's head like... All right, so as you focus on Archon and the promontory, the hand does indeed start to... The finger seems to stiffen up into a more of an exaggerated point, and then you watch as that kind of aimless rotating suddenly stops, and it starts to point in a direction. I'll say it points off to the left and kind of behind you as you start driving out onto the wastes.
And hold on, do I have to keep concentrating about this the whole time? If I start thinking of tavern, does it move?
I'll say that as you kind of mess with it and experiment with it, it seems like when your hand is sort of like touching the string and you focus on it, it points in the direction. And as you let go, it kind of stays in that direction. Okay. So the way this works, Calliope, you're the one driving. You do not have a guide. So what I need you to do is roll.
Why don't we have a guide, y'all?
I will guide you.
Well, so this isn't an ability check. This is kind of a This is like just a mechanical thing for determining if you actually arrive at the location you want to arrive at or not.
Sorry.
You need to roll 2d4.
2d4.
Yeah.
Easy. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be a perfect roll on this. Okay, 6. That was exactly middling. Not exactly middling.
Okay, so you rolled and this for this roll, for this roll I need to know the individual rolls on each dice. So a 2 and a 4. Yeah. Okay, great. Can you also roll 2d12 for me?
Love rolling dice. Love rolling 5 and a 12.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Half and then max with both rolls. Almost. Gonna be fine. It's gonna take 17 hours and we're gonna arrive 6 miles away.
All right, sweet. So, as you peel off across the plains, sort of going back, it's kind of backtracking in the direction you came from and skirting around the side of Fort Knucklebone, following the hand. The vehicle bouncing. It's not a comfortable ride. This is not a pleasant vehicle to be in. But bouncing across the rugged landscape, and Calliope, you immediately start to realize like this vehicle is fast. It is faster than just about anything you've been in before. I don't know if you've ever traveled at these speeds before. And when you really start to like push it and test the limits of this thing, you realize that it is incredibly fast. And all of you feel this sensation of speed when Calliope accelerates. You feel that kind of pushing of gravity on you, and your stomach kind of dropping when it accelerates with intense speed, and you just start to cut across the landscape, dust billowing up behind you, black smoke pouring out the pipes, as you start following the direction of the hand.
Ah, geez, wheels have some things going for them, I suppose. Yes.
You travel for about an hour as you're going across the rugged landscape, and you can see various features passing by you as you go. You pass by more fields of bone that crunch under the vehicle as you drive. You come across great ruins of structures long lost to some who knows what. Some of them look quite grand in their construction, poking up out of the dust and the dirt. And you start to see up ahead, as you kind of come up this hill, it starts to extend back down, and it looks like you're approaching some sort of cliff face far up ahead, but you can see there are numerous tracks cutting through the dust of previous vehicles that have been through here, and they all seem to kind of be pinching down to a choke point where it looks like there is some kind of rudimentary road that has been kind of built into the side of this cliff that goes down out of sight. And beyond that, there looks to be what you thought at first may have been the like a promontory of the river Styx, or some small like piece of the river Styx extending out. You realize is just a large swath of lava that's just cutting across the landscape, and there does appear to be a kind of crude bridge that's been built across this river of lava.
Okay, so I understand there's a cliff that we're coming up on.
Yeah, you're coming up on a cliff, and
Below
there's kind
the
of
cliff.
a switchback that looks like it goes down the cliff. And then beyond that, there is just a river of lava that cuts across the landscape, and there does look like there's a bridge that goes across that.
Got it.
And then beyond that, there's just more broken red wastes of landscape.
Several questions.
Yeah.
Do I have any sense of if Featherfall and or Levitate works on this thing?
Let's see. I believe Featherfall specifically only works on creatures, so
That's
it would
true.
it would not work on the vehicle.
Okay.
Levitate might, if it's does it say any
One
limitations?
creature or a loose object of your choice.
Yeah, this is a very large object. It is loose, but it is incredibly large.
Got it.
If you had like
Oh,
telekinesis,
up
that
to
might work,
500
but-
pounds. Never mind.
500
This
pounds.
thing's heavier than that.
Oh yeah, this thing's really heavy, right? It's like
3,000.
yeah, it's really heavy.
Never mind.
Yeah.
We won't just keep going off the edge. The thought passes. Oh wait.
What about the parachute?
Oh my god, you left that back at the thing, right? Oh no,
I
you
typically took pieces of
you
it.
took pieces of it. Yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
Can't levitate on the parachutes.
I'm just reading up on Enlarge Reduce really quick.
We're
One-
going about
it-
23 miles an hour. I just did the math.
23 miles per hour. That's so funny, but that's pretty damn fast.
It's darn fast.
For this world, that's pretty darn fast.
Griffins, I think, also are about that fast, and we rode the Griffins, but this
That's
probably
true.
feels faster because we're closer to the
Yes,
Yes.
you're right on the ground. Yeah.
ground. So if I cast Reduce on it, this is Calliope doing the like math in
Yeah.
her head as we approach the cliff for a while. I see it coming. It's like, okay, so reducing things reduces it about like 1/8 of its like weight, and this thing's about let's say like 3 tons. That gets it underneath, I think, the weight
Ton and
limit.
a half.
Or levitate, which is 500 pounds. The spell can levitate a target that weighs up
As-
to 500 pounds.
As this is all happening and Calliope's going through this, like driving towards this cliff.
I have to concentrate on both at once, though. That seems like it wouldn't work. Okay.
Pip, where do you imagine you're sitting in this vehicle? So if it's kind of like a large semi, I imagine it has, the driver area where Calliope is. There's probably some space next to her for somebody to be sitting that could almost be used as like, it's probably designed to be like a secondary firing position, right, for a creature. And then behind that, if it's like a semi, I imagine it has kind of a a cab in the back, like where there are more hatches and arrow slit type things for people to fire out of. And then of course there's the bed in the back, which has the harpoon launcher sort of built into the back, plus some a little bit of storage back there, but it's all exposed to the air with some coverings on the side. But where do you think you're sitting on the vehicle, Pip?
I think Pip is outside of the vehicle.
Okay, so you're sitting in the bed in the back, kind of with the harpoon launcher bouncing there by your side.
Yeah, but just like grabbing onto it and just being like,
Okay, so you are
out in the
fully
air.
on the harpoon launcher. And when you're out there holding onto the harpoon launcher, it's a wonderful. Well, I don't know. It sounds like Pip is loving it, but it's that great sensation of the hot wind just blasting you in the face, your hair sort of getting picked up by it. You can really feel the elements, feel the speed, see everything whipping past you. When you go over the bones, you hear every crunch of it just as you move across the landscape. And at this moment, you're going across the dust and you can see that cliff approaching. But as Calliope's in the front driving and having all these calculations, and you're holding on to the harpoon launcher as it's bouncing across the landscape, you catch something out of the corner of your eye, kind of in your left corner of your eye. What looks at first you thought was like a small dust devil forming. And that bit of movement that kind of draws your attention, you can see it's moving in your direction quickly, and there is a shape within it that is barreling in your direction.
Don't like that. Where's Kadam?
Yeah, where are you sitting, Kadam?
I think I'm in the back. So not the bed, but behind the
inside.
front seats. I am celebrating my birthday. I'm having a smoke and a peppermint and just kind of trying to enjoy myself.
I think Lulu is kind of curled up at your feet. Not really asleep, like she's just kind of like trying to rest there, and every once in a while kind of looking up when there's big bumps. I think at one point she even said to you, like, I was thinking about flying next to all of you, but I think I would eventually get tired. But I might go back out there at some point. This is not a pleasant ride.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I guess Valor is probably sitting right next to you, Calliope, in the kind of passenger seat. But so that's where Kadam is, Pip. They're sitting basically on the other side of the wall in the cab. And I'd say there's probably like a back hatch that you can access the cab or the trunk area.
Oh my god,
I think
yes.
if I overhear Lulu saying that,
Yeah.
like Calliope's gonna be like, actually, I think I have some rope. If you wanted to just like glide, I don't know if you can glide, just tie it to you and you can get pulled along. I don't know if that'd be better.
Maybe, but I worried that if you couldn't hear me, if something went wrong and I was like trying to yell stop, and then I'm just getting dragged along, that could be really bad.
Yeah. I mean, I'd see you in the mirror.
Oh, you know what? No.
Well done, Lulu.
All right.
But thank you.
So I think Pip just pops open the hatch and just like swings back into it. Like, hey,
Hey.
guys, there's a big scary kind of dust cloud with some large thing coming at us on to our left.
Here, we'll stick my head out the
Yeah.
window as well, see if I can't see it.
Yeah, you stick your head out, and it's not hard to see as you look out, and it is coming towards you, and it is getting closer. There is this dust cloud just moving in your direction, and as it kind of comes up over a small little dune, you watch as dust bursts in front of it, like sand and shale just and bursting out of it. This thing is probably at this point like 500 feet away, approaching quickly. You see what at first looked like a massive mouth of teeth and points glinting in the Avernus light as it comes slamming down. You then hear the sound of an infernal war machine barreling out of it, and underneath that you hear the as it's barreling in your direction, and it looks to be a massive demon grinder that's just driving towards you. Both of you can make perception rolls if you want.
We didn't learn anything about demon grinder etiquette. Infernal war machine etiquette.
Perception.
What'd you get? A 20?
13.
13, okay. 17 for Calliope. It looks. Or no, sorry, I was looking at the wrong. A natural one for Pip. Okay.
Just into my eyes.
Wait, am I making perception too?
No. Sorry, I looked at the. I was looking in the wrong direction. I was looking at something else. Because I think it's just. I would say you could make one at disadvantage, Calliope, because you're having to use the little jury rig or the little like makeshift mirror. So if you want to make it at disadvantage, you can do that.
Oh, that's dirty 20 total.
A dirty 20 at
17.
disadvantage? Wow, okay.
I rolled a 17 and a 16.
Wow.
Okay, so Kadam, you can make out there on the demon grinder as it's approaching. There are some figures that you can just barely see. It looks like this vehicle has 2 harpoon flingers on either side of the vehicle, and there are humanoid figures kind of hanging off the side, starting to swivel the guns in your direction. Other than that, you can't really see any other individuals. Man, Calliope, somehow, as you're looking through the little mirror, I think it's...
It kind of magnifies
It's
things a little.
standing themselves.
Objects in it seem
I actually,
closer than they actually are.
I kind of like that. I think you look in the mirror and you swear that you see, you can just kind of make out the silhouette of this vehicle approaching and the little figures hanging off the side. And you swear that suddenly the image sort of kind of expands slightly and there's way more detail than you would expect. But this is all happening so fast, it could have just been an illusion, a trick of the eye, you're not sure. But as you're looking in the mirror, you start to see more details, and you can just make out the 2 humanoid figures clinging to the harpoon flingers that are kind of as they're coming in your direction. They look to be like rat folk that are kind of hanging there, and
Do I recognize them?
sort of right in the center of the vehicle, like where the helm would be for this thing, you watch as like a hatch sort of flings open and sort of like pushing themselves out, exposing their chest, broad chest and head, holding onto the steering wheel down below, sort of relishing in the wind that's striking their face. You see the mane flying off of the werebore of was it Gorguts? Or Ragadraga? Of Ragadraga, holding on to the helm, mane billowing in the wind, and you just see this werebore just pointing in the direction of your vehicle as this vehicle is so yeah, this thing is rocketing towards all of you.
It's God Myra.
What do you all do?
Do I recognize? I forget. Did I interact? Is that the person that
You-
was messing up Pip a little bit?
No. They messed with Kadam, and that was only Valor and Kadam that were there
Yeah.
for that. You probably saw this individual when you first entered the
I
fort.
probably wasn't paying attention that
Yeah.
much though, so I think I just it's some sort of like werebore and rat folks.
Always. I had drinks with them last night. It's Ragadraga and his friends.
Valor sitting next to you, Calliope. Oh shit, they didn't like me very much. She kind of leans towards you, Kadam. You don't think this is about me not giving them enough space, do you?
I don't think that's all of it, certainly.
Well, what are we gonna do?
They probably just want to mess with us a little bit. Calliope, can you, I don't know, slow down?
I
Get
just think
in
you
their
go
way.
faster. We could lose them on that switchback. There might not be enough room for that big old chunker.
I mean, if you want to, all right.
All right. So, are you all gonna attempt to flee this this vehicle that's pursuing you?
I think Pip is going to just be like, look at Ragadraga's crew and the demon grinder coming, and then look at the tiny little switchback, and gonna be like, just 1 second, and like ducks underneath and takes out Gargouth and is like, hey, psst, yo, are you? Come on, wake up!
Yes. What is it?
All right, let's make a deal. Are we going the right way? Come on, you've heard everything we've been talking about.
Well, The hand is pointing you in the right direction, right? Look, if
You've kind of
we...
been relying on me for directions, and
If
I don't
we-
trust me.
If you just let me in, I can really show you if you're going the right way.
Pip looks at the demon grinder coming closer. He's like, yeah, okay.
So, are you gonna do it? Is this happening?
Okay, you're making it sound really weird right now. Can you just, like, chill, please?
Haven't you done it with him already, Pip?
Wait, can you guys give me a little bit of privacy? First the boots, now this?
You hear
Okay,
a
okay,
whistling
okay.
sound as one of the bolts comes firing
Mommy,
overhead, and it just kind of
car.
it kind of lands short in the dirt.
I'm not sure about that. Could you give me a better plan than stop it? They might be nice.
No, I ain't expecting them to be nice.
And let's just keep going. You
Uh,
don't got time to mess with every.
You're
two-bit
starting.
hit.
You're starting to see the switchback approaching. It's not as small as you expected. It is tight turns, but it is big enough to accommodate both vehicles. It looks like yes, the one behind you will be tight, but it looks like they could potentially maneuver down it. But yeah, you do have a smaller vehicle, so you'd probably be more maneuverable. And Pip, you hear in your head,
Well,
Say yes!
okay.
and as you say the words, you start to feel the shield heating up between your hands, and you hear the voice of Gargalth.
Oh, all right, finally. I'm really starting to get a sense of where we are.
As the shield starts to warm up, and I'm gonna say, since this is a legendary item, I'm gonna just let this attunement happen now as you let Gargalth into your mind. Okay, a couple things are gonna happen real quick. The switchback is approaching. You are attuning to Gargalth, so I need to check something. Da-da-da-da. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay, let's see here. This could be something.
There was never going to be a good moment to attune.
Okay, good.
Arc F2.
Okay, great. So the shield has been attuned to you. I'll put this. It's in your journal already, but now it is. You can use any of its properties, and you also have a +2 shield. So that's an additional. So it's a +4 to your AC with this shield.
Cool.
And then you get all of the properties that it has, and yeah. Gargalth's voice kind of rumbles through.
Okay. Yes. You're going in the right direction. I can.
This was so anticlimactic.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. This place is weird, but I can sense that you're going in the right direction. You're trying to get to.
And as this argument is happening, another bolt lands just short of the vehicle.
fuck's sake.
And the Raga Draga demon grinder is getting a bit closer. And Calliope, you are now seeing that switchback approaching rapidly. You're about to hit the first turn and start going down. What are you doing, Calliope?
Want to give me a better reason to stop? I'll stop. But it seems like an awful bad idea.
I was thinking of it being a face game. But if you want to try this, I'm not going to stop you.
All right, I want to try this.
Okay. So Calliope, you accelerate forward and go towards the turn and have to make this first turn as it starts to skid around the side with great speed. Go ahead and just do a dex check for me with the vehicle's stats.
You got any backseat driving guidance?
Sure. I'll whack you on the shoulder.
Okay, so that is just a dex check.
Yeah, using the vehicle stats.
That's
Or
only
sorry, yeah.
plus
yeah,
2 then. Okay, that's a 17.
17. Okay,
Pretty
you
good.
manage to take this turn expertly. Dirt and shale kick up, go flying over the side. All of you feel that momentum. Pip, you in the back feel yourself suddenly slammed against the side, kind of pushing into Gargouth, and the harpoon flinger above you sort of swings with the momentum. And you now are skirting along the edge of this cliff. The Raga Draga vehicle, the Demon Grinder behind you, after a few beats, you see it come to that turn, and I'm going to see if they can make the turn as well. This would be so apt if they fail this, of course, and just like tumble over the side. I feel like that's how these things always go. Here we go. I did not have the stat block ready. There it is. Okay.
Oh, I didn't add guidance. Also,
Okay, here we go.
You've got it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh no!
I didn't roll a natural one. I rolled a 3. So what happens? This is what's going to happen. The vehicle is going to not quite make the turn, and instead it goes barreling off the side. You all are approaching the next turn, and you see that the Demon Grinder behind you goes. Everything kind of slows down into slow-mo as it, and it starts rocketing down towards the path below, and you can tell it's going to land on 2 levels down. So there's 3 switchbacks. It's going to cut over the middle one and land on the one below, and we'll see what happens. It's flying through the air, slow mo, like, and you see all the were creatures leaning off the side as they go flying off the side.
Yes, about this. I don't know how this works with that.
They're 200 feet away at this point, so
They're two. Okay,
yeah.
so okay, never mind. I was thinking of feather falling then.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. No, yeah, so sorry. These distances are pretty big. They're 200 feet away. So they go off the side, and then as speed ramps back up, you watch it slam down into the bottom. Here's the thing. They're were creatures. They're immune to damage that's non-magical, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. So they don't take any damage from this crash, but the vehicle will.
You can become immune to damage by just becoming a were creature?
Lycanthropes, yeah.
Damage? Interesting. Is there... Would you consider these vehicles magical? Like those bones, perhaps?
The weapons on the vehicle are magical.
Interesting.
Okay. So I think this is actually at the point now where we can move to the map because of this one moment of them failing this check and crashing down onto the track below. I'm gonna say this was a... God, how far did they... I'm just gonna do it this way. Yeah, call it 100 feet. So 60, 10.
We're still on the overall map.
Yeah. Let me resolve this really quick, and then. My God, it's hilarious.
They're having a good time.
10d6. That's what it was. 10d6 damage. Here we go. Okay, so 31 points of damage. I think that beats its damage threshold. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, cool.
Oh.
31 points of damage.
Oh, mishap threshold, I bet.
That's right. So now a mishap is going to occur, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So you watch the vehicle slam into the earth below, dirt, sand just kicks up in this huge dust cloud, and as the vehicle kind of recovers, you can see that this vehicle has like 3 massive wheels that kind of increase in size towards the back, and the 2 front ones appear to be the primary function for steering, and they look like they're just kind of bent and locked into a position, and you see you can barely see Raga Draga, who's like recovering, is trying to pull on the steering wheel and it's not functioning. Okay, so let me move us to the map. And at this point we need to roll initiative because that was that just changed things quickly.
Beat it to the bottom.
So yeah, you only did the first turn, and we're about to do the second turn, and they just went flying off and slammed into the bottom below. Their vehicle essentially coming to a stop. So they are currently stopped, crashed down there, and you all are up here on this switchback. You can see this switchback kind of winds down, and off to the left there is that bridge that extends across the lava. We'll probably do like 1 round here, and then we need to wrap this up because we're just about at 9. So let me quickly do initiative here for these folks. Boom. And I'm just gonna do all right. I don't have your tokens on here. Shoot. I'm gonna bring your tokens over just so we can track initiative. But we'll be using, again, just to make this simple, we'll kind of be using the the vehicle tokens, and if y'all do things where you jump out of the vehicle or anything like that, we'll figure it out. Okay, let's start with Calliope.
I got a 12.
12, okay. And Pip?
I got a 19.
Okay. And Kadam?
8.
8, that seems appropriate. And Valor?
24.
24. Okay, wow, Valor. And Lulu, who's sitting inside with you, Kadam, got a 1. Okay. All right. So as you come to this next turn and start to skid around it, technically Valor is up first. All of you can, hold actions to like when this happens, we do this or whatever. But is there anything Valor wants to do sitting inside the cab of this truck as you come?
Can Valor climb out the back
Yeah.
and hold her action to fire the ballista?
Oh, totally, yeah. So Valor
Great.
climbs out and mounts the ballista and aims it towards the Raga Draga vehicle.
It was just like, oh, hello. Wow.
I'm pretty much useless otherwise, so you have a fucking
No,
gun.
no, this is incredible. I'm just appreciating it.
It's now your turn, Pip.
Yeah, Pip is inspired. And I guess takes out her pistol and is like, I'm readying it
Okay.
for.
So there are a total of so I'm just gonna say, I could just tell you everything the pistol does, but I kind of think it's more fun to sort of hint at it and you just decide. So there's a total of 5 of those cylinders. The one that is currently locked into place. Let's see how to. You recognize the runes that are inscribed on it as being the original ones that were on your pistol when you would activate it to do its like fiery shot. And then the other runes on the other 4 cylinders, they're all different. They all look to represent something different. So do you want to leave it on the one that the one cylinder it's on, or do you want to rotate it to a different one, or do you want to?
I'll leave it. I'll leave it on this one for now.
Okay, cool. All right, so you aim your pistol. This pistol now has a +2 bonus to attack and damage if you fire it. So it has leveled up. Okay, so you have your action ready. It's now Raga Draga who is on that vehicle. And Raga, you see, is kind of like trying to wrench that steering wheel and is getting really frustrated and disappears below and is going to use his action to try to see if he can fix this. So the vehicle is still stopped and he's going to attempt to fix the damage.
I feel like we're getting a tutorial of like how can things go wrong and what are our options.
Oh yeah.
But
That is a failure. So he's down there trying to do something. You can't see what's happening. And that is Raga Draga's turn. Calliope, so you are helming the vehicle. You currently are driving it. If you leave the helm, it will continue going in a straight line.
Yeah, we're gonna, I guess, it's my action to dash with it.
Your action is to dash with it. I would say, I think you can still use your action to do other things, right? So you could be driving and then do
Normal
action,
dash,
normal thing, but you're just kind of stuck in that spot of the vehicle.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll move and dash 200 feet up around the switchback.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, go for it.
I think.
Do you have control of the token?
I don't know how to do things. I don't think I do. But I want to move it, yeah, just like up here.
200 feet. Okay, perfect. So it just keeps barreling down this path. So that was your move and action.
Do we have any reactions that trigger as we pass nearby it?
Yes. Valor will shoot.
Okay. That is, you have the stat block. If
Yep.
you, okay.
Let's see here.
Are you aiming at, or is Valor aiming at the people or the vehicle?
That's a good question.
Ooh, that is a good question.
We do know that the vehicle has a damage threshold, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say you know. I
Probably
guess-
one of the
yeah.
people. What did we get here? That was a 21 to hit.
Sorry, are you aiming at a
Person.
Person. Which person?
Well, Raga Draga's below, so I guess one of
Yeah.
the rat folk.
One of the rat folk. Okay, great. On the harpoon flinger.
Uh-huh.
That 21 definitely hits and
15
points.
piercing.
Okay, and this is a magical weapon, so it indeed clip the rat folk on the side, and they kind of go spinning, almost getting knocked off of the flinger, and are able to pull themselves up, holding on to their arm. That was a heavy hit on them. Okay, Pip, what about you? Are you firing your pistol as you go past, or?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. What are you aiming at, the vehicle or one of the people?
So when I use the Hellfire round now,
Yes.
that's what that is.
If you wish to use the Hellfire round, it will fire off whatever is on that cylinder. The cylinder you have selected, it will do something. So you have you kept the one that was that looked like the original pistol. So it'll be fire. It'll be just like the original pistol. And for the charges, you've already used. You know what? I'll give you. No, yeah, you've already used 2 charges, so you have 4 left.
Oh, okay, that's
You
pretty
have,
good. Hell yeah.
You have a total of 6 charges to use per day.
6 charges. Okay.
Well, it regains charges at dawn.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That thing, but yeah.
I'm definitely gonna shoot off the Hellfire round. Just testing it out.
Okay. It's a 15-foot cone, right? So when you were going past,
and when we go past.
ooh, yeah,
Oh,
these
shoot.
are
No, it's-
sorry, these are 10-foot squares because it's.
I see.
yeah.
Okay, my bad. So I am not going to do that then.
Okay. You'll just shoot the normal round.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll go for since Valor went first, I'll also go for the same rat folk.
Okay, go for it.
I so terribly wanted to. Ooh, that's sad. That's only a 10.
Oh my god, wait. Is that? I feel like you keep rolling so low. It is a +7 to hit. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm so sorry that misses. So, and it
all right.
ricochets off. Okay.
I have to get my boots back.
Can
It's
I
hard to stay.
cast Ray of Frost as we go by?
You used your action to dash with the vehicle.
Okay, so
But yes, you
that
could
is
have
my
done
action
that. You
then.
could have done that, yeah.
Oh no. I wasn't quite clear if I have my action or not with this thing. If I'm also dashing.
So your action is to dash with the vehicle.
Yeah,
So you could
okay,
do
great.
normal movement and then use your action to like Ray of Frost it.
Got it. So it's not like really a mount. It's more just like a
I think so.
alternate sat block I can inhabit.
I think so. Yeah. Let me double check.
Uh-huh. 5e mounted rules, and then homebrew mounted rules on top of.
Oh. Bonus action. So the dash is a bonus action. So
Oh,
you
neat.
could bonus action dash and then use your action to dash to travel a total of wow. Okay. Wow.
300 feet?
Fast. Yeah.
No way.
It says, I'm just looking at I have a little cheat sheet, and it says bonus
Yeah.
actions. As a bonus action, the driver can cause a war machine to dash or disengage. So, yes, you could fire off Ray of Frost as you go by this thing.
I'm trying to think.
So these things go even faster than 23 miles per hour if you use all the things. But yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to fire a Ray of Frost off?
I think it's probably. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay.
What does Ray of Frost look like with an artificer? What's like a cool Mad Max thing? It might just be like a little like, I don't know, snowball or something. A
Okay.
snowball chance in hell.
Where does the
let's-
snowball get produced from? Do you like?
I pull it out of my bag of holding.
You just have some. Okay, and you throw
like-
it, and it like
Yeah.
what? It like
Hits
yeah,
and scatters.
like it's kind of like if you've ever seen like liquid nitrogen or something where it's
Yeah.
like obviously too cold for this environment.
yeah.
Just like it leaves this like a trail of like a mist,
Okay, cool.
kind of like behind it.
And it
Uh-huh.
shoots out towards the. Are you
The
shooting
rat, same rat.
same were rat. Okay, great, go for it. Roll
Yeah,
that
and like
attack.
so I just like kind of like lean out over the cliff as we were going by and just like throw it down.
Awesome.
And that's a 27 to hit.
Yes, that definitely hits.
9 cold damage, and its speed is reduced 10 feet.
Awesome. That were rat is looking real hurt, but they're still
Yeah.
clinging on as it barely holding on to the side. Awesome. Taking us to the were rats. Both were rats are gonna flip the harpoon flingers in the direction of the vehicle. They're gonna aim for the vehicle, and they're just gonna fire both shots. So here we go. So one of them hits with a 15. That's 15 piercing damage to the Tormentor, which I think that beats its damage threshold.
Sure does.
Yes.
Okay, so one of these harpoon bolts comes piercing into the side of the cab. Kadam, you watch as it just suddenly right through the metal and just poking a little ways into the cab. Taking us to Kadam.
Like, push it out.
it falls out as the wind suddenly starts blowing in through the hole.
I will cast Bless on Pip, Calliope, and Valor.
Nice. Okay, so you are concentrating on Bless as that. Awesome. That takes us to the wereboars. They are all going to hold their actions to do something. Lulu. Well, should I stay here? What do you guys? Yeah. She will. Yeah, I will hold something special and bright for them as we go past. So she will hold her action to trumpet them as you go flying. Well, assuming you go flying past, we'll see what happens. And that takes us to the top of the round. So we should probably end there as you come around this switchback, and you're starting to see yourselves come in line with the Demon Grinder, assuming that Calliope decides to take that course, because Calliope, you could do something else. At this point,
I was thinking,
yeah.
how it took 30 damage going over 2 edges? No, three drops.
Yeah,
I only have
so
1 drop left.
yeah, there's 1 drop. I'll say that. Well, we'll have to discuss how high these drops are. But keep in mind, that was 30 damage to the vehicle. None of them took damage because they're werefolk, but normally you would have to make a save or take that damage as well. So, anyways,
We'll see how Calliope's feeling is. Like, she comes around that corner and like looks down over the next cliff.
yeah. I have to quickly comment. I saw something that ArcF2 said that I loved, the obligatory like Mad Max shot of Calliope shifting the gears where it's like like going off in this direction. So yeah, you all have made it out into the Avernus Wastes and are now in your vehicle and are being pursued by this
This is everything I ever wanted it to be.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Excited to see you all next week and continue this journey. Okay. Good night.
Good night.